Hello everyone. And welcome back. Today, I want to tell you a story that may completely change the way you look at your phone. This is not a fantasy. It is not about superheroes. It is not about magic. It is about something much more powerful. A habit. A habit that quietly steals dreams. Without making any noise. Maybe you think, I use social media only for entertainment. I can stop anytime. I am in control. Rahul believed the same thing. Until one ordinary day proved him completely wrong. Rahul was 22 years old. He lived with his parents in a small town. His family was simple. His father worked very hard. His mother always cared for everyone. Their life was not perfect. But it was peaceful. Rahul had many dreams. He wanted a successful career. He wanted to earn good money. He wanted to buy a new house for his parents. He wanted to travel. He wanted to become someone his family could proudly talk about. Every night, before going to sleep, he made the same promise. Tomorrow, I will work harder. Tomorrow, I will stop wasting my time. Tomorrow, my life will change. Every night, those promises felt real. Every morning, they disappeared. His alarm rang at exactly 6 o'clock. The room was silent. Cool air entered through the window. The sun had just started rising. It was the perfect morning. Rahul slowly opened his eyes. Without thinking, his hand reached for the phone beside his pillow. He turned off the alarm. A second later, the screen lit up again. One notification appeared. Your friend shared a new video. Rahul smiled. Just 1 minute. He tapped the screen. A funny video started playing. He laughed. The next video appeared automatically. It looked interesting. Then another. Then another. Then another. His thumb moved without stopping. Swipe. 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 Every video was only 30 seconds long. Every video promised something new. A joke. A football clip. A travel video. A dance. A cooking recipe. A motivational speech. A prank. A cute animal. Everything looked exciting. Everything wanted his attention. Rahul forgot why he picked up the phone. He forgot about his morning. He forgot about his promises. Outside, life had already started. People were walking. Children were leaving for school. Shopkeepers were opening their stores. Birds were singing. The world was moving forward. But Rahul was still lying in bed, looking at a 6-inch screen. Completely lost. Someone knocked gently on the door. Rahul. His mother's voice came from outside. Breakfast is ready. Rahul answered without looking away. Coming. But he never moved. Another video started. Then another. Then another. A few minutes later, his mother called again. Rahul. You will be late. He finally looked at the clock. His heart almost stopped. 8 o'clock. He stared at the screen. Then at the clock. Then back at the screen. 2 hours. How is that possible? I only watched a few videos. His mind refused to believe it. He tried to remember everything he had watched. The funny video. The travel video. The football goal. The magic trick. The cooking recipe. The dance challenge. Everything mixed together. Nothing was important. Nothing helped him. Nothing changed his life. But those useless videos had quietly stolen 2 precious hours. Hours. He would never get back. Rahul jumped out of bed. He rushed into the bathroom. While brushing his teeth, he unlocked his phone again. One message. One notification. One short video. Without thinking, he pressed play. Even while getting ready, he kept watching. The habit had become automatic. He was no longer making decisions. His habit was making them for him. His mother served hot breakfast. Fresh bread. Warm tea. His favorite food. She smiled. Good morning. Rahul smiled back. But only for a second. His eyes immediately returned to the phone. His mother started talking. She spoke about his grandmother. She spoke about a family wedding. She spoke about visiting relatives next week. Rahul answered every sentence. Yes. Okay. A few moments later, his mother became quiet. She looked at him carefully. Then she asked softly, Rahul, did you hear anything I just said? Rahul looked up. His face changed. He realized. He had heard her voice. But he had not listened to a single word. I'm sorry, Mom. Can you please say it again? She smiled. It's okay. But her eyes looked disappointed. She repeated everything once more. Rahul wanted to listen. He really wanted to. But the phone vibrated again. His attention disappeared instantly. His eyes moved back to the screen. Again. And again. And again. At that moment, his father entered the room. He quietly sat on the chair. He picked up his cup of tea. Took one slow sip. Then looked at Rahul. For several seconds. He said nothing. Finally, he spoke. Son. When was the last time you finished one meal without touching your phone? Rahul laughed awkwardly. It's not a big problem, Dad. I'm only checking a few things. His father nodded. Then he asked one simple question. If it's only a few things, why does it happen every single day? Rahul opened his mouth. But no words came out. For the first time, he noticed the silence inside the room. And somehow, that silence felt much louder than every video he had watched that morning. Rahul quietly finished his breakfast. Or at least, he tried to. His father had asked a simple question. But that question refused to leave his mind. If it's only a few things, why does it happen every single day? Rahul picked up his bag. He wore his shoes. He walked toward the front door. His mother smiled. Have a good day. Rahul smiled back. You too, Mom. As soon as he stepped outside, his phone vibrated. Without thinking, he unlocked it. Another notification. Another short video. Another swipe. He started walking. But his eyes stayed on the screen. He did not notice the people around him. He did not notice the morning breeze. He did not notice the beautiful blue sky. He only noticed the next video. And the next one. A cyclist suddenly rang his bell. Watch where you're going. Rahul quickly stepped aside. Oh. Sorry. His heart started beating faster. For a moment, he put the phone back into his pocket. But only for a moment. 10 seconds later, the phone was back in his hand. Rahul reached the bus stop. Several people were waiting quietly. Some were reading newspapers. Some were talking. Some were simply enjoying the fresh morning air. Rahul stood there too. But mentally, he was somewhere else. He watched funny videos, travel videos, people dancing, people fighting, people cooking, people becoming rich, people buying expensive cars, perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect vacations, perfect happiness. Rahul looked at himself. Old shoes, simple clothes, no expensive phone, no luxury car, no exciting life. For the first time that day, he felt something strange. A small voice inside him whispered, "Everyone is doing better than you." That voice was not true. But Rahul believed it. His confidence became a little smaller. Without realizing it, comparison had entered his heart. The bus arrived. Rahul found a window seat. He wanted to enjoy the journey. Instead, he opened social media again. A motivational speaker shouted, "You can become a millionaire." Another creator said, "Quit your job today." Another person claimed, "This one secret changed my life." Every video sounded convincing. Every person looked successful. Rahul watched everything, but did nothing. His mind became full. His actions stayed empty. Information kept entering. Progress never started. After almost 40 minutes, the bus reached his destination. Rahul stepped outside. He stretched his body. His eyes felt tired. His neck felt stiff. His brain already felt exhausted. And yet, his day had only just begun. He looked at his screen. Screen time today. 3 hours. Rahul blinked. 3 hours. But it's still morning. He laughed. Not because it was funny. Because he did not know what else to do. He locked the phone, placed it inside his pocket, and silently walked forward. Deep inside, a question slowly started growing. If 3 hours disappear every morning, where will my dreams go? Rahul walked into his office. The room was clean. Everyone was already busy. Some people were working on their computers. Some were attending meetings. Some were writing important notes. Rahul sat down quietly. He switched on his computer. He opened the first file. He looked at the screen. He wanted to start working. But after only a few minutes, his phone vibrated. He looked at it. Maybe it's something important. He unlocked the phone. It was not important. It was another notification. Someone had uploaded a new video. Rahul smiled. I will watch only one. One video became 5. 5 became 10. Almost 20 minutes disappeared. Suddenly, a voice came from behind. Rahul. He quickly locked his phone. It was his manager. Are you done with today's report? Rahul looked at the computer. The report was almost empty. His face became pale. Not yet, sir. The manager looked disappointed. You are a smart person. But these days, you don't seem focused. Rahul nodded quietly. I'm sorry. I'll finish it soon. The manager walked away. Rahul took a deep breath. He felt guilty. He knew exactly what had stolen those 20 minutes. But instead of putting the phone away, he picked it up once again. Around lunchtime, Rahul sat alone in the cafeteria. People around him were laughing, talking, sharing stories. Some friends invited him. Rahul, come and sit with us. Rahul smiled politely. You guys go ahead. I'll join later. But he never joined them. He sat alone, scrolling, watching strangers. ignoring the people sitting only a few steps away. Without realizing it, he was becoming lonely. Not because he had no friends. Because his phone was slowly replacing them. After lunch, Rahul tried to concentrate again. This time, he switched his phone to silent mode. For almost 15 minutes. Everything went well. He finished one task. Then another. He started feeling confident. But suddenly, curiosity entered his mind. I wonder if anyone messaged me. The phone had made no sound. There was no vibration. Nothing. Still. He picked it up. There were no new messages. No missed calls. No important updates. Yet. He stayed there. Scrolling. Watching. Losing another 15 minutes. Rahul slowly realized something. He was no longer opening social media because he was bored. He was opening it. Without any reason at all. When evening arrived, his work was still incomplete. Most of his colleagues had already finished. Some of them were leaving the office with smiles on their faces. Rahul looked at his unfinished work. Then he looked at the clock. He had been busy all day. But somehow, very little had been completed. He asked himself, what did I actually do today? His mind searched for an answer. It found only hundreds of short videos. Faces he would never meet. Voices he would never hear again. Moments that disappeared. The second he swiped up. For the first time, Rahul felt afraid. Not of failing. Not of hard work. But of something much more dangerous. He was slowly losing control. And he didn't know how to get it back. The sun was slowly going down. The streets became quieter. People were returning home after a long day. Some looked tired. Some looked happy. Some were talking with their families. Rahul was walking too. But once again, his eyes were fixed on his phone. He did not notice the beautiful orange sky. He did not notice the cool evening breeze. He did not notice a little child laughing while chasing a butterfly. His world had become smaller. Only 6 inches wide. When Rahul reached home, his mother opened the door. You are home. She smiled warmly. There is tea in the kitchen. Rahul nodded. Thank you, Mom. He placed his bag on the sofa. Then, without changing his clothes, without washing his face, without taking even one sip of tea, he unlocked his phone. One video. Then another. Then another. Minutes quietly turned into hours. His mother looked at him from the kitchen. She wanted to tell him about her day. She wanted to ask how work had been. She wanted to sit with her son. But Rahul never looked up. The phone had his eyes. The phone had his attention. The phone had his time. An hour later, his father returned from work. He looked exhausted. Sweat covered his face. His shirt was dusty. He had worked hard all day. As he entered the house, he smiled. Rahul. Come here. I want to show you something. Rahul answered. 1 minute, Dad. His father nodded. No problem. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then 20. Finally, his father quietly stood up. He walked to his room. Without saying another word. Rahul never noticed. He was too busy watching strangers make jokes on the internet. Almost an hour later, Rahul finally locked his phone. He stretched his arms. His tea was cold. His snacks were cold. The room was silent. He looked around. Mom. Where is Dad? His mother answered softly. He went to sleep. He was waiting for you. He wanted to spend some time with you. Rahul felt a small pain inside his chest. He walked to his father's room. The lights were off. His father was already asleep. Rahul stood near the door for a few seconds. He wanted to wake him up. He wanted to say sorry. But he couldn't. He slowly closed the door. And walked away. That night, Rahul sat alone in his room. The house was completely quiet. He looked at his phone. Then at the family photo on his table. A strange question came into his mind. When did I stop talking to the people who love me? And start spending all my time with people who don't even know I exist? The question stayed inside his heart. He had no answer. His phone vibrated again. A new notification appeared. Recommended just for you. Rahul smiled without thinking. His finger moved toward the screen. Then it stopped. For the first time in many months. He simply looked at the phone. He did not unlock it. He just stared at it. It felt strange. Almost uncomfortable. His mind whispered. Open it. You might miss something. Just one video. Rahul took a deep breath. He placed the phone on the table. 5 seconds passed. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. His heart started beating faster. His hands felt restless. His brain wanted the phone back. At that moment, Rahul realized something that scared him. He was not fighting against an app. He was fighting against his own mind. Rahul slowly stood up. He walked toward the window. The night was calm. The streets were almost empty. A cool breeze entered his room. For a few seconds, everything felt peaceful. But inside his mind, a battle had already begun. One voice whispered. Open your phone. You will feel better. It is only one video. Another voice answered quietly. You already know. It is never just one video. Rahul closed his eyes. He wanted to sleep. But his mind refused to stay calm. Every few seconds, he imagined new notifications. New messages. New videos. Even though his phone was lying silently on the table, his brain kept thinking about it. For the first time, he understood something. The phone was no longer calling him. His own mind was. After almost 30 minutes, Rahul gave up. He picked up the phone. Unlocked it. No important message. No emergency. No useful information. Only another endless stream of videos. The algorithm welcomed him back. As if it had been waiting. One video became another. Then another. Then another. The clock quietly moved forward. 11 o'clock. 11:30. Midnight. Rahul did not notice. His eyes became red. His neck started hurting. His back felt stiff. Still. He kept scrolling. Finally. His phone slipped from his hand onto the bed. He looked at the time. 1:47 a.m. Rahul covered his face. I did it again. Tomorrow. He had an important presentation at work. He had prepared almost nothing. He wanted to study after dinner. He wanted to practice. Instead, he had spent more than 4 hours on social media. His stomach felt heavy. Not because of food. Because of regret. He switched off the light. The room became dark. He closed his eyes. But sleep refused to come. His brain was still full of short videos. Funny sounds. Bright colors. Fast music. Random faces. Everything kept replaying inside his mind. He turned to one side. Then the other. Still awake. Almost 1 hour passed before he finally fell asleep. The next morning. The alarm rang again. 6 o'clock. Rahul opened his eyes. His body felt tired. His head felt heavy. He had slept. But he had not rested. He pressed the alarm. Then looked at the phone. A new notification appeared. Without thinking, his finger moved toward it. Suddenly, he stopped. He remembered last night. He remembered his father's disappointed face. He remembered his unfinished work. He remembered the question that had stayed inside his heart. When did I stop living my own life? And start watching everyone else's? Rahul slowly locked the phone. He placed it back on the table. For the first time in a long time, he stood up without touching social media. It felt strange. Almost impossible. His mind kept telling him to go back. But he walked toward the bathroom instead. Every step felt like a small victory. He had no idea that this tiny decision would become the beginning of the biggest change in his life. The bathroom mirror stood quietly in front of Rahul. He looked at his own face. Dark circles under his eyes. A tired expression. No energy. No excitement. He touched his face with cold water. For a few seconds, he felt fresh. But inside, he still felt empty. While eating breakfast, his phone remained inside his room. It was the first time in many months. His mother noticed it immediately. She smiled. "You forgot your phone." Rahul smiled back. "No. I left it there on purpose." His mother looked surprised. She did not say anything. But deep inside, she felt happy. Very happy. His father looked at Rahul for a moment. Then he quietly continued drinking his tea. Sometimes, parents do not need big changes. Even a small step gives them hope. Rahul finished breakfast. This time, he actually tasted the food. The tea was warm. The bread was fresh. His mother had added a little extra butter. He smiled. "I never noticed how good this tastes." His mother laughed softly. "It has always tasted like this." Rahul looked down. He realized something. The food had never changed. His attention had. Before leaving home, Rahul walked into his room. His phone was still lying on the table. The screen was full of notifications. 32 unread messages. 7 missed updates. Dozens of new videos. His hand slowly reached toward the phone. Then stopped. He took a deep breath. Locked the screen without opening anything. Placed the phone inside his bag. Not inside his pocket. He wanted to make it a little harder to reach. A small change. But an important one. While walking toward the bus stop, something felt different. For the first time, he noticed flowers growing beside the road. He noticed an old man feeding birds. He noticed children laughing on their way to school. He even heard the sound of the wind moving through the trees. Yesterday, none of these things existed for him. Or maybe, they were always there. He was simply too busy looking down. The bus arrived. Rahul found a seat near the window. His hand automatically moved toward his bag. He wanted to check his phone. Then he smiled. No. He looked outside instead. The city looked alive. People were chasing their dreams. Some were running to catch buses. Some were opening small shops. Some were cleaning the streets. Everyone seemed busy. Everyone had a purpose. Rahul quietly asked himself. What is my purpose today? The answer did not come immediately. But for the first time, he had asked the right question. Halfway through the journey, he heard two college students talking behind him. One of them laughed. I watched videos until 3 in the morning. The other one replied. Me too. I wanted to study. But social media won again. Rahul slowly turned his head. He looked at them. Then he smiled sadly. So, it's not only me. 4 months. He had believed he was weak. Now he realized. Millions of people were fighting the same invisible battle. Some knew it. Many did not. The bus stopped near his office. Rahul stood up. Before getting off, he looked at the phone inside his bag. It had stayed there for almost an hour. Nothing terrible had happened. The world had not ended. He had not missed anything important. But somehow, he had gained something precious. A little peace. A little focus. And a little control. He stepped off the bus. Without knowing it, this ordinary morning was slowly becoming the first page of a completely different life. Rahul entered the office. This time, something felt different. His desk looked the same. His computer was the same. His colleagues were the same. But his mind was a little quieter. He sat down. Switched on his computer. Opened yesterday's unfinished report. For a moment, his hand moved toward his bag. His phone was inside. His brain whispered. Just check once. Rahul smiled to himself. No. He took a deep breath. And started typing. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Then 30. Rahul was surprised. He had already finished more work than he had completed during the entire previous morning. His concentration felt stronger. His thoughts became clearer. He was not working faster. He was simply not getting distracted. A few desks away, his colleague Amit looked at him. Rahul. You look different today. Rahul smiled. Different? Amit laughed. Usually you touch your phone every 2 minutes. Today, you haven't looked at it even once. Rahul looked at his bag. I am trying something new. Amit nodded. I should probably try that too. Rahul laughed. You also have this problem. Amit smiled. My friend. Half the office has this problem. They both laughed. But deep inside, they knew it was true. Around 11 o'clock, Rahul's manager walked toward his desk. Rahul stood up. Good morning, sir. The manager looked at the report. He read it quietly. After a few moments, he looked at Rahul. A small smile appeared on his face. This is good work. Very good. Rahul felt something he had not felt for a long time. Pride. Real pride. Not the excitement of getting likes. Not the happiness of watching funny videos. This feeling was different. He had earned it. With his own effort. And somehow, it felt much better. As the manager walked away, Rahul slowly realized something. 4 months. Social media had been giving him quick happiness. But real work was giving him real satisfaction. The two feelings looked similar. But they were completely different. One disappeared in seconds. The other stayed inside the heart. During lunch, Rahul joined his colleagues instead of sitting alone. Everyone was laughing. Talking. Sharing funny stories. Someone asked. Rahul. What do you usually do after work? Rahul wanted to answer. I scroll through social media. But the words never came out. Instead, he smiled awkwardly. I think I waste too much time on my phone. The table became quiet. Then one colleague raised his hand. Me too. Another laughed. Same here. A third person smiled. My screen time yesterday was almost 8 hours. Everyone looked at each other. Suddenly, nobody felt alone anymore. They all had different jobs, different families, different dreams. But they were all fighting the same invisible habit. That evening, before leaving the office, Rahul opened his phone for the first time. Only 3 notifications were important. The rest had been trying to steal his attention. Nothing more. He quietly deleted several unnecessary apps. Then he turned off almost every notification. The phone became silent. Completely silent. Rahul looked at the screen. For the first time, silence no longer felt uncomfortable. It felt powerful. Rahul walked out of the office with a peaceful mind. The sky was slowly turning orange. The evening breeze felt cool. For the first time in a long time, he was not in a hurry to unlock his phone. He simply walked. He watched people around him. A father was teaching his little daughter how to ride a bicycle. A young boy was helping an old man cross the road. A group of friends were laughing without looking at their phones. Rahul smiled. He quietly asked himself, have I been missing all of this? On the way home, his phone vibrated once. Then again. Then again. His hand automatically reached for his bag. He stopped. He took a deep breath. It can wait. 5 minutes later. The urge became stronger. His brain whispered. What if someone sent an important message? What if you are missing something? Rahul almost believed it. Then he remembered something. If it is truly important, they will call me. He smiled. And kept walking. When he reached home, his mother was watering the plants. She looked at Rahul. You are early today. Rahul nodded. I finished my work on time. His mother looked surprised. That's wonderful. She handed him a small watering can. Can you help me? Usually, Rahul would have said. 1 minute. Then he would disappear into his phone. Today, he simply smiled. Of course. For the next 20 minutes. Mother and son watered the plants together. They talked about simple things. The weather. Childhood memories. His father's funny habits. Nothing extraordinary happened. But Rahul felt happy. A quiet, peaceful happiness. The kind that no video could ever give him. That evening, his father came home. Rahul was waiting in the living room. His father looked surprised. You are not on your phone. Rahul laughed. Not right now. His father sat beside him. For almost an hour. They talked. About work. About life. About dreams. His father shared stories from his younger days. Stories Rahul had never heard before. He listened carefully. Every word felt valuable. At the end of the conversation, his father placed a hand on Rahul's shoulder. I miss talking to you. Rahul looked down. So did I, Dad. Later that night, Rahul checked his screen time. Yesterday, almost 9 hours. Today, 3 hours and 12 minutes. He stared at the number. It was still high. But it was much better. He smiled. Small progress. Was still progress. He understood something important. Big changes never happen in one day. They happen one small decision at a time. One habit at a time. One choice at a time. Rahul switched off his phone. Placed it on the table. Picked up a book. Opened the first page. The room was completely silent. No notifications. No endless scrolling. Only words. Only thoughts. Only peace. Without realizing it, Rahul had taken the first real step toward getting his life back. Rahul walked out of the office with a peaceful mind. The sky was slowly turning orange. The evening breeze felt cool. For the first time in a long time, he was not in a hurry to unlock his phone. He simply walked. He watched people around him. A father was teaching his little daughter how to ride a bicycle. A young boy was helping an old man cross the road. A group of friends were laughing without looking at their phones. Rahul smiled. He quietly asked himself, "Have I been missing all of this?" On the way home, his phone vibrated once. Then again. Then again. His hand automatically reached for his bag. He stopped. He took a deep breath. It can wait. 5 minutes later. The urge became stronger. His brain whispered. What if someone sent an important message? What if you are missing something? Rahul almost believed it. Then he remembered something. If it is truly important, they will call me. He smiled. And kept walking. When he reached home, his mother was watering the plants. She looked at Rahul. You are early today. Rahul nodded. I finished my work on time. His mother looked surprised. That's wonderful. She handed him a small watering can. Can you help me? Usually, Rahul would have said, 1 minute. Then he would disappear into his phone. Today, he simply smiled. Of course. For the next 20 minutes, mother and son watered the plants together. They talked about simple things. The weather. Childhood memories. His father's funny habits. Nothing extraordinary happened. But Rahul felt happy. A quiet, peaceful happiness. The kind that no video could ever give him. That evening, his father came home. Rahul was waiting in the living room. His father looked surprised. You are not on your phone. Rahul laughed. Not right now. His father sat beside him. For almost an hour. They talked. About work. About life. About dreams. His father shared stories from his younger days. Stories Rahul had never heard before. He listened carefully. Every word felt valuable. At the end of the conversation, his father placed a hand on Rahul's shoulder. I miss talking to you. Rahul looked down. So did I, Dad. Later that night, Rahul checked his screen time. Yesterday. Almost 9 hours. Today. 3 hours and 12 minutes. He stared at the number. It was still high. But it was much better. He smiled. Small progress. Was still progress. He understood something important. Big changes never happen in one day. They happen. One small decision at a time. One habit at a time. One choice at a time. Rahul switched off his phone. Placed it on the table. Picked up a book. Opened the first page. The room was completely silent. No notifications. No endless scrolling. Only words. Only thoughts. Only peace. Without realizing it, Rahul had taken the first real step toward getting his life back. The conversation with Vikram stayed in Rahul's mind for the rest of the day. He kept thinking about one sentence. Use it as a tool. Never let it become your master. Those words were simple, but they carried great power. That evening, instead of going straight home, Rahul decided to visit a nearby park. It had been years since he had entered that place. The park looked beautiful. Children were laughing. Old people were walking slowly. Some were reading books. Some were exercising. Some were simply sitting quietly under the trees. Rahul found an empty bench. He sat down. For the first time, he had nothing in his hands. No phone. No headphones. No screen. Only silence. At first, the silence felt uncomfortable. His mind kept searching for something to do. His fingers wanted to hold the phone. His eyes wanted to look at a screen. His brain wanted another quick reward. He smiled. So this is what addiction feels like. A little boy suddenly walked toward him. He could not have been more than 8 years old. He held a football in his hands. Uncle, can you please kick the ball back to me? Rahul looked up. The ball had rolled near his feet. He picked it up, smiled, and gently kicked it back. The little boy laughed happily. Thank you. Then he ran back to his friends. Rahul watched them play. Nobody was checking notifications. Nobody cared about likes. Nobody was trying to impress strangers. They were simply living. For a moment, Rahul wished he could feel that free again. An elderly man sitting on the next bench smiled at Rahul. Beautiful evening, isn't it? Rahul nodded. Yes. Very beautiful. The old man laughed softly. I come here every evening. Rahul asked. Don't you get bored? The old man smiled. Bored? I watch children grow. I watch seasons change. I watch the trees become greener. I watch people smile. Every day, I see something new. Rahul looked around again. He realized the world had always been full of beautiful moments. But his eyes had been locked inside a screen. As the sun slowly disappeared, Rahul stood up. Before leaving, he looked at the park one last time. Then he quietly made a promise. I will not let my best memories happen on a screen. I will create them in real life. He smiled. It was not a loud promise. It was not dramatic. But this time, it came from his heart. And deep inside, he knew. This promise was different. The next few days, Rahul followed the same routine. He did not try to become perfect. He simply tried to become better. One small step. Every single day. Some mornings were easy. Some mornings were difficult. There were days when he completely forgot about social media. There were also days when he spent an extra hour scrolling. Earlier, one bad day made him give up. Now, one bad day became a lesson. He no longer said, I failed. He simply said, I will do better tomorrow. That small change in his thinking changed everything. One Saturday afternoon, Rahul decided to clean his room. It had been months since he had organized it properly. Old notebooks. Books covered with dust. A broken watch. Childhood photographs. Everything reminded him of a different time. A time before social media became the center of his life. While cleaning, he found a small notebook. Its cover was faded. The pages had turned yellow. He slowly opened it. It was his dream journal. The first page read, "My goals before I turn 25. Rahul smiled. Then, his smile slowly disappeared. The list was long. Read 20 books. Learn spoken English. Exercise every morning. Save money. Start a small business. Travel with my parents. Learn a new skill. Become confident." He turned the pages. Most of them were still empty. Nothing had been completed. Not because the goals were impossible. Because he had spent years watching other people chase their dreams, instead of chasing his own. Rahul sat quietly on the floor. He closed the notebook. His eyes became wet. Not because he was weak. Because he finally understood. Time is not stolen all at once. It disappears. 5 minutes at a time. 10 minutes at a time. One scroll at a time. Until one day, you look back and realize years have gone by. He stood up, walked to the mirror, looked directly into his own eyes. Then he spoke slowly. "No one is coming to save me. I have to save myself." The words echoed inside the room. For the first time, Rahul stopped blaming the phone. He stopped blaming the apps. He stopped blaming the algorithm. He accepted one simple truth. The choice was always his. That realization did not make him feel weak. It made him feel powerful. Because if his choices had created the problem, his choices could also create the solution. That evening, Rahul opened his dream journal again. This time, he picked up a pen. Beside the first goal, he wrote one small word. Today. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Not next month. Today. Because he finally understood something that most people never realize. Dreams are not built someday. They are built. One decision. One action. And one ordinary day at a time. The following Monday, Rahul walked into the office with a different feeling. He was no longer chasing motivation. He was building discipline. And there was a big difference. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. His manager called everyone into the meeting room. "I have an announcement." The room became quiet. "We have an important project. The person with the best performance this month will become the team leader." Everyone looked excited. Rahul felt nervous. A few weeks ago, he would have quietly given up. He would have thought, "I can't do it." But this time, something inside him had changed. He looked at himself and whispered, "Why not me?" For the next few days, Rahul worked with complete focus. Whenever he felt the urge to check his phone, he wrote one sentence on a small piece of paper. "My future is more important than this notification." He kept that paper beside his computer. Every time temptation came, he read those words again. Slowly, the urge became weaker. Not because social media had changed. Because Rahul had changed. One afternoon, his phone suddenly rang. It was his younger cousin. "Brother, can you help me? My exams are next month. I can't stop watching short videos. I sit down to study. But after 5 minutes, I'm scrolling again." Rahul smiled. A month ago, he would not have known what to say. Now, he understood exactly how his cousin felt. He answered calmly. "Don't fight your phone. Change your environment. Keep it away while studying. Study for just 25 minutes. Then take a short break. And never believe the lie. Just one more video." His cousin laughed. That lie gets me every time. Rahul laughed too. It used to get me too. After ending the call, Rahul looked out of the window. A strange feeling filled his heart. Just a few weeks earlier, he had been searching for answers. Now, he was sharing them. That made him realize something beautiful. When you change your own life, you quietly inspire other people to change theirs. Without forcing them. Without preaching. Simply by becoming a better example. Friday finally arrived. The whole team gathered once again. The manager walked into the room with a smile. "I've made my decision." Everyone waited silently. He looked around the room. Then his eyes stopped on Rahul. "Congratulations. You are our new team leader." For a moment, Rahul could not move. He looked behind him, thinking the manager was talking to someone else. But he wasn't. The manager walked over, shook Rahul's hand, and smiled. "You earned this. Not because you are the smartest, but because you became the most consistent." Those words touched Rahul deeply. Consistency. Not talent. Not luck. Not shortcuts. Consistency. He understood that every moment he had chosen focus over distraction had slowly built the person standing there today. As everyone applauded, Rahul quietly smiled. The greatest victory was not becoming a team leader. The greatest victory was finally becoming the master of his own attention. A few weeks later, Rahul's life looked completely different. Not because everything around him had changed. Because he had changed. He woke up with energy. He worked with focus. He spent time with his family. He exercised every evening. He started reading books again. 1 page became 10. 10 pages became a chapter. Slowly, his mind became calmer. His thoughts became clearer. His confidence returned. One Sunday morning, Rahul and his father sat on the balcony together. The weather was beautiful. His father held a cup of tea. Rahul held one too. Neither of them was looking at a phone. For a few minutes, they simply enjoyed the silence. Then his father smiled. "I have my son back." Rahul looked at him. "What do you mean?" His father laughed softly. "For a long time, your body was with us. But your mind was somewhere else. Now, you are really here." Those words almost brought tears to Rahul's eyes. He never realized how much his family had missed him. Not because he had gone far away, but because his attention had. That afternoon, Rahul opened his old social media account. Hundreds of people were still posting. Still scrolling. Still chasing likes. Nothing had changed. The endless race was still going on. Rahul smiled. Then he quietly unfollowed dozens of pages that added no value to his life. He kept only the accounts that helped him learn. The rest disappeared with one tap. For the first time, he was deciding what entered his mind, instead of letting the algorithm decide for him. Months passed. Rahul completed several online courses. He improved his communication skills. He received another promotion. He saved enough money to take his parents on a short vacation. While standing beside the sea, his mother smiled. "This is one of the happiest days of my life." Rahul looked at the waves. Then at his parents. A thought entered his mind. If I had continued wasting my life, this moment might never have happened. He quietly thanked himself for not giving up. That night, he opened his dream journal again. One by one, he placed small check marks beside several goals. Read books. Exercise regularly. Improve career. Travel with parents. Become more confident. The list was no longer empty. It was slowly becoming real. Not because life had become easier. Because he had become stronger. Rahul looked at the first page of the notebook. Then he smiled. Dreams never disappeared. They were simply waiting for him to stop scrolling and finally start living. Years later, someone asked Rahul a simple question. What changed your life? They expected a big answer. A secret. A special course. A lucky opportunity. Rahul simply smiled. Then he replied. I stopped giving my attention away for free. The room became silent. He continued. Money is important. Time is important. But attention. Attention is the most valuable thing you own. Because whatever receives your attention eventually receives your life. That evening, Rahul walked through the same park where he had once sat alone. Everything looked familiar. The same trees. The same benches. The same walking path. But one thing was different. Rahul. He was no longer escaping his life. He was living it. As he sat on the bench, he noticed a young man nearby. The young man looked worried. His eyes never left his phone. His fingers kept scrolling. His face looked tired. Rahul smiled gently. He walked over. Can I sit here? The young man nodded. For a few minutes, neither of them spoke. Finally, Rahul asked. Long day. The young man sighed. I don't know what's happening to me. I want to study. I want to improve. I have so many dreams. But every day, I waste hours on my phone. Rahul listened quietly. Because once upon a time, those exact words had belonged to him. He smiled. Then he asked only one question. When was the last time you spent 1 full hour without touching your phone? The young man stayed silent. He could not remember. Rahul nodded. I couldn't remember either. But that can change. The young man looked at him. Really? Rahul smiled. Yes. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. One decision can change the direction of your life. The young man slowly locked his phone. Placed it inside his backpack. Then looked up at the sky. For the first time that evening, he smiled. A real smile. Not one created by a funny video, but one created by hope. Rahul stood up. Before leaving, he looked around once more. Children were still laughing. Families were still talking. Birds were still flying across the evening sky. Life had always been beautiful. The problem was never the world. The problem was, he had been too distracted to notice it. If you are listening to this story today, maybe you are holding your phone right now. Maybe you also plan to scroll for only 5 minutes. Maybe those 5 minutes have already become hours. If that is true, remember this. Your phone is not your enemy. Social media is not your enemy. The real battle is for your attention. Protect it. Because your attention creates your habits. Your habits create your future. And your future creates your life. One day, people will not remember how many videos you watched. They will remember the life you built. The dreams you achieved. The people you loved. And the difference you made. So, when you finish this story, look around. Talk to your family. Read one page. Go for a walk. Learn one new skill. Take one small step toward your dream. Because a beautiful life is never created by endless scrolling. It is created one meaningful moment at a time. Thank you for listening. And remember, don't let your phone control your life. Make your life so meaningful that your phone becomes just another tool, not your master. The end.